Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome to Harmony Hills Home and Garden. I know it's after Christmas and even after the New Year, but I wanted to share a tour of our Christmas decorations with you. Starting here in the foyer, we've got this bookshelf that my dad handmade a number of years ago, and on it we've hung our stockings for the year, and I've put some Christmas books and just a simple battery-operated candle, some faux greens. Above the bookcase on the banister, I've made a swoopy asymmetric garland this year using faux garlands, faux stems, and then those white sticks that you see are from my garden. Those are from my Harry Lauder's walking stick, and I've painted them white. So it's a nice mix. I was going for a naturalistic kind of, just kind of wild and free kind of garland look here. I have another one on the main fireplace that is the first one I did actually. So that's mostly the decorations in the foyer, so let's move on into the living room. The garland on the fireplace is definitely the thing that commands the most attention for me this year, but there are some other beautiful touches in here as well. First of all, in this corner underneath the antique clock is where we had our dessert station this year, and here's our family Christmas tree. This is the one that we put all of our memorabilia on, all of the ornaments that the kids had when they were growing up. We've got paper chains this year from when the grandkids were here at Thanksgiving. We've got gift ornaments that were given to us in memory of certain activities or events. We've got souvenirs from travel, things that commemorate major events in our lives, our love of Disney World, musical instruments that our kids have played over the years. Also, I've got this tree chock full of red berries and red ball garlands. I love red on the green tree. Now, this garland on the fireplace was my attempt at a wild, carefree, artful, nature-inspired installation. The asymmetric form was something new for me this year. I love how the shape of the garland highlights the nativity. These nativity figures were purchased by me in Germany at the Christmas market at the cathedral in Cologne, I believe in 1996 or 97. They were made in Italy, I believe. They're plastic or cast resin or something like that. And I just think they're beautiful. And I love the way the garland and the lights and the star and the wreath all highlight the nativity this year. Now this garland is made up of almost 100% faux greenery that I've purchased over the years, but I did add in some dried elements from my own garden, including those honesty seed pods there and the sticks, more sticks from the Harry Lauder's walking stick shrub in my garden. And there are also some dried lamb's ear leaves in here, but everything else in here is faux, and it's a big mixture of lots of different types of stems and picks and garlands that I've collected over the years. Looking back toward the front of the house, I think having the Christmas tree in the center of the window, we've moved it away from there. One year we had it in the corner by the fireplace, but every other year we've put it here, and I just love it as the main focal point of the room. Here's a little vignette that I put together this year. It's just some little deer that I picked up at Target, some bottle brush trees, some glittery stems and picks, some fairy lights up on the roof. And I was trying to depict a scene near a stream in the woods in the winter, and I love the way it came out. I'm really happy. I have a video that I could put out to show how I made it if that's something you're interested in. So let's take a look back over all around the room here. Our furniture is all slip covers, and so I can change the colors of them. I always put them white at Christmas time. Back over here on this side of the sofa, I've got some deer statues that I think I purchased these at Michael's probably 20 years ago or so. They're made out of a cast resin. Don't look too closely because all the legs and all of the antlers are cracked, but you know, can't tell from afar. Moving into the back of the house behind the living room, we have what we call the music room and some shelves here. This little bear I made for my kids when they were little, 25 or 30 years ago. And it was the same function as Elf on the Shelf, but before Elf on the Shelf was on the market. And here I just made a Christmas tree out of my gardening books. I had stacked them here as a storage place while I was decorating, and then I got to looking at it and I thought, well, that looks kind of like a pyramid and maybe like a Christmas tree. So I just took some ribbon and tossed it down over the sides of it and then put some allium seed heads up on top for a topper. Voila, easy peasy. Let's go into the sunroom now. I think I've already published a video on how I put this tree together, but I just wanted to update you on how this room turned out by the end of the season. I added several things to the base of the tree. I was going for some sort of garden center, garden theme, and I thought that all of my leftover materials that ended up not making it onto a tree this year, set around the base of the tree, really helped make it feel like a garden center, in my mind anyway. Really, it's just that I was lazy and I didn't want to put away my leftover materials, but I kind of like the way this room turned out this year. The tree is full of faux berries. I love that. Dried flowers from my gardens over the last couple of years. Bird ornaments, birdhouse ornaments, pressed flower ornaments. Just a lot of nature, a lot of natural elements here. And I wasn't a purist about it, but I do love the way it turned out. We've got those allium seed heads up at top for the topper of the tree. Now, because it's backlit, it's hard to see. This little nativity I picked up on my travels in the Middle East, actually 20 years ago probably. And I don't know why my African violets are so happy. It's not because I care for them in any special way. Really, they just are neglected, but they're doing well there. Over on the console table on the wall behind the fireplace, I've got this little vignette set up. That's a deer that was left over in the package from when I did that other vignette. And on the baker's rack, we've got some old birdhouses and some plants. The Christmas cactus is getting ready to burst into full glory bloom. So this room turned out to be very garden inspired, very nature themed, very natural elements to me, and I really like sitting in here this season. Let's go back through the foyer, stopping here at the desk in the foyer, just inside the door. Very simple, just our Christmas cards that we received, which are getting fewer and fewer every year as time goes by. People are not sending them anymore. And into the dining room. Again, I was going for a natural theme. Actually, I had, in my mind, I had some vignettes that I saw on the Terrain website, and I was going for that style, but I don't think I really reached it. But I made this centerpiece out of live greens from my garden and moss balls that I made, and some floral foam, and they're all sitting in a 10-20 seed starting tray, actually. And I really like the way this turned out this year. I'll probably try to continue to make live centerpieces. I picked up that beautiful, beautiful velvet ribbon this year, and I made it the center of my dining room ribbons. I didn't use many ribbons this year, but the ones I did I absolutely love. Here is a little terrarium that I got at Walmart of all places some time ago, over a year ago, and I put a little dried flower vignette in here with some fairy lights and some bird ornaments and dried flowers from my garden. I stuck them all down into some moss down on the bottom of the terrarium, and it's just a sweet little vignette there. I'm going to keep this up all year. It's not necessarily only for Christmas. The garland that's on the radiator I picked up at Homestead Gardens this year. It's very frothy. I don't know what plant it's intended to portray, but I love it, and so I'm using it as a garden-inspired display. And these faux cedar plants, I think I got these at Target or Michael's or something like that, probably 10 years ago. Put a little green ribbon on them as well. I got 2 green ribbons this year. One is 3-inch plain green velvet and one is a 4-inch brocade velvet, and they're both gorgeous. This little side table is a mixture of a candy display, a nature display, and some faux candies in the form of flower heads. These are straw flower heads, some amaranth, some, what is that? That's probably sage, and a hydrangea blossom. And on the mirror, I put another piece of ribbon. This is the 3-inch plain green velvet ribbon that I made into a bow. And I just kind of tossed it up there on the corner. It's a little less formal than the old-fashioned way of putting it straight in the center, like this one is straight in the center. This is the 4-inch brocade ribbon. And then over on these two pictures, I took a different approach as well. So I liked the informal elegance that they brought to the pictures this year. So that's the dining room pretty much. And then in the kitchen, I didn't hardly do anything. I put up some faux garlands on some of the cabinets. These are just faux cedar garlands that I got on Amazon a couple of years ago. Nothing special. Just tossed them up there on those antique cupboards. I put out some Christmas candy, and then I did 2 around this window. And that's about it. On the island, I put down a runner that had some gingerbread and candy and snowflakes and Santa heads. I was trying to go for a gingerbread theme in the kitchen this year, but I didn't get very far. Our Christmas season was a little wonky this year. Thank you so much for joining me here on our Christmas tour. I only had this little last corner here to show you. Just a little bit of greenery. All of this is faux. A little swag that hangs on the front door, and then a little 2-sided swag that hangs over the mirror, bringing again that evergreen and berries theme that I have all throughout the house. I hope you've enjoyed this look at the Christmas decorations from 2023. I wish you all the best for a wonderful new year, friends.